I do. I just want to ask you about lumber prices. We've been seeing record-breaking lumber prices, and can you give us a sense of what impact that has on the local economy here? On one side, it puts pressure on home building, but also benefits our forestry sector. Can you talk about the pros and cons of these record-high prices that we're seeing?
Well, thank you very much for the question, because I, of course, monitor commodity prices as a resource-dependent or resource economy here in British Columbia. We look at gold, copper, zinc prices, lumber prices, pulp prices, metallurgical coal to make the steel we need to build a modern economy. All of those indicators have been fairly positive throughout the pandemic, but the cost of lumber, the price for lumber is just off the charts. I looked yesterday, it was $1,200, 1,000 board feet. It was hovering around $900. I spoke to industry leaders. They're cautious, obviously, and optimistic with the prices they're seeing, but we still have trade barriers with the United States. I'm grateful that Prime Minister Trudeau raised the softwood lumber dispute in his first call with President Joe Biden. I've been in consultation with the Canadian ambassador in Washington, not just about daylight savings time, although that is a pressing issue, but also about how we can get a resolution finally to the 10-year, and every 10 years we get into a battle with a small group of lumber producers in the United States that have an undue amount of sway on the decision makers in Washington, D.C. I'm hopeful we can get back to a free and fair trading relationship so that we can truly benefit from what are astronomically high forestry prices. Having said that, we still have a significant amount of work to do in the forest industry. We need to move from high volume, which of course these prices will encourage companies to continue to harvest at unsustainable rates, perhaps, to catch on to these extraordinary prices. But we need to focus on the longer term. We need to make sure as we build out our forest industry, we're adding more value. That's why prior to taking on his current appointment, I asked Ravi to be the parliamentary secretary on mass timber, and I want British Columbia to be the center for mass timber development in North America. We're well on our way to doing that, but we also have to acknowledge that these prices will not last forever. It's understandable that businesses who have had tough times want to take advantage of the good times, but we need to have a longer-term view on our forest industry. It's not just about old growth. It's not just about pine beetle. These are things that people are not up to speed on the daily nuances of forest policy, hear a lot about. But at the end of the day, we need a sustainable industry. We need to keep the jobs in communities across BC, but we need to make sure that our forests are there for generations to come. It's a renewable resource. It's very, very profitable at the moment. That doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way. We need to plan for the future, and that's adding more value to our very precious resource.